Alright, this time of the quick speed shop, I think we're going to be able to put the box on the Model A Hot Rod shop truck for the final time. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Okay, as you might notice, there's a license plate on here. So before we put the box on, let me go hit the rewind, and I'll show you how we mounted this up. Alright, before we can put the bed on, I want to build a license plate mount back here. I got an old New York State plate, but it's the same as the new one. Obviously, new shapes, they've been the same for years. So anyways, I want to hang the plate back here behind this cross member, so it's kind of visible when the box is here and the spreader bar kind of be in the way, but through this hole here, the back of the truck's way up in the air, so it's hard to tell right now, but when you're driving back, you'll be able to see the plate. So I want to mount it back here, and I want to lift it up just, I want it as high as it can be without being lifted up too high where you can't read the numbers. And I think it's going to be alright, but I also need to think about a license plate light mounted in here somehow. I can probably mount it right to the back of the frame here or whatever, but this is going to go in here like this, and I got an idea. Hold on a second. Here's what I came up with for the plate mount. I've got a generic, hardware store license plate mount, which just bolts on the back here like this. And I used to have a light on the front of it. I robbed that and I used it on something. But what I have is a Signal Stat 430, I guess, light it is. And I tested it. It's good. It's like a generic 70s truck bumper replacement light. And I got this hole in here. So what I'm going to do is make the hole bigger. We're going to mount this light in here. And I went and I took a 3/8 coupler and I cut it in half. And I'm going to make a spacer like this. Let's see here. Hold on. Like this. I'm going to space this away from that frame rail. If you can imagine, this is the frame rail here. It's going to space away 7/8 of an inch, and there'll be more than enough clearance to have this light. This light's, well, there'll be just enough clearance, but this light will shine down, and then the plate will hang down, in the front of it here like this, with the light shining down on it. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to fab this action up. I got this all painted up last night from building this hitch. I got some fluid film seeping down behind any pieces where bare metal is exposed, just to rust prevent it. That's what this yellow stuff is here, if you're wondering what that is. But here we are in the back of the cross member. I'm just going to hold this up. I want the plate, here's the outside of the frame roll. I want the plate a little bit away from that. Maybe kind of centered up, sort of. So we'll mark this with our little silver marker. I think that's going to be alright. Bam. Bam, look at that. Perfect. And the plate will come right in here. Look at that. Bam. Alright, so let's go and get that. We'll set up, show you a little trick. We're going to use a hole saw to drill this hole bigger. And since it's already got too big of a hole for the pilot drill bit to work in, I've got a trick how we're going to be able to use it and still cut a hole in this with a hole saw. Alright, here's the trick. If you got to drill a hole in something that's got a hole and you want to use a hole saw with a starter bit, I went and I screwed this down to a piece of oak, and what I can do is drill the pallet hole into the wood and then saw this out. We're going to go over here to the drill press and do that. Now, my chuck has got a bent tooth or something in it, so it's a little wobbly. Don't worry about that. It'll drill a hole, but when I get down here, whoa, gotta get her started, get in there. Bam, there we go. Use that oak and drilled my new hole. All I needed was something to hold that starter, the center drill. Now I punched the hole out. That's a tip from the Quick Speed Shop. So that hole saw was 1 1/8" hole saw, and this light I believe is about 1 1/4" hole I need here. So it's not big enough, so what I gotta do is make it fit the old school way. I got a round file and I'm just gonna file her out till it fits. It's not going to take much, so I just got to keep working it down here, and then eventually it'll fit. So let me do that. I won't bore you with it. We'll come back when the light's ready to go in there. I think I just about got it here. Let's see if she'll go. Boom. Look at that. So here's your license plate light. What's on the back here is these little metal fingers. I just got to take a screwdriver and bend these over. I'll clean up the edge of this hole, get all the burrs off there, but that's going to work great. This will bolt on right there, and then we'll have a light. It'll direct it right down on the plate. This will be awesome. All right, bam, there we go. Installed. I've just got to run the wire for the light over here. The wiring harness comes around. I've got a trailer plug. Oh, shoot, you can't see it. I got to, here, I'll show you. The wiring harness to the back of this truck, I used the 6-pin trailer plug, and it plugs in here, and this is the box harness. So just like a new car, I can unplug the harness and take the box off without cutting wires or anything. So this is going to come down in here. This brown light here, or brown wire here is my, where is it? This brown wire here, in that hand, where is it? Right there. This brown wire here is the one that's got to go to this, and I had a bullet connector on it. I'll probably have to extend one or the other when I get this situated in here. But the plate is mounted up. I just stuck a temporary plate on here with a surround just to see how it looks, but there's about 1/4 inch from the light to the frame cross member, so this is plenty good enough. It's all hidden under the box. I'll bring you around. We'll look at it from the other side. So here we go with the plate installed. I went and threw a little surround I had on this old plate. Actually dug out a commercial plate from back in the late 90s from New York State. Switched to these Liberty plates in 87, 88, I believe, 87, something like that. Ran them up through the late 90s. Had a little commercial one on here. Since it's a truck, I threw it on there. But you can see how the plate's going to be hidden back in here. Now when we go set the box on and really get a look at it, but it's tucked under there nice. It's still visible. Not at all the angles, but pretty much most of the time. So it's good enough. The plate's on the truck, and it's kind of hidden because these trucks look, you know, there's not a lot of good places to put a plate. So hiding under here, I think, is the best way to go. But there we go. The license plate's ready to go. I think we're ready to put the box on. Come on out here, Slim. Uh-oh. It's coming off the cardboard. Nope. Come on. How am I going to do this? Let's see, no. I'm going to go in this way. Uh-oh. Dang it. Who welded this spreader bar on the back? Now it's in the way. Boom. Woo. So it happens during the coronavirus, you got to put all your crap on by yourself. Everybody's in quarantine. Right about there. How's that look? That looks awesome. Up here I can put these front bolts in. nuts will bolt down without a washer. These tabs I welded on back here in previous series, I've got to put a couple washers under there. Let me get those. I'm going to climb out. I want to take a look. Oh, look at this. Perfect. Ta-da! That's awesome. Now I can finally get the whole look of the rear spreader bar and the hitch. I think it looks great. It's down below the tailgate height when the tailgate's down, so that's good. Got the license plate hiding up under here. This looks super awesome. The way I did this is I wanted somewhere to mount the trailer hitch, and when I said the videos, the two-part series I did on building this, it looks kind of like a 32 Ford from the back. And the truck being channeled, I've got the spreader bar in the front and now a spreader bar in the back. From a quick glance, it looks like it's channeled over a 32 frame, so that's pretty cool. But now I got a little bit of protection to the back of the truck here. I got the plate hidden. Got my old school trailer hitch, so it looks pretty awesome. Pretty, like a shop truck back in the day. Now the box is bolted down. Got to put the side covers on, and what I did is I took a brush and I brushed on a bunch of fluid film on here just to give a little protection to the back side of this in here. And what I just did is I keep an old gallon around my remnants, and I just have a paintbrush in it. Kind of shiny there, but got my fluid film. Just use the remnants to rust protect this. So this guy is ready to install. Oop. Oh no! Knock the spacers off, crap. Oh, not good, not good. Dang it. Oh, shoot, right on the brake line. Crap. Let's try that again, take two. Dang it. Didn't have this much trouble. I already did the other side, didn't have this much trouble. There, we lock those into the bolt. I bet I can. Oh yeah, I can get these up under here. Ah, perfect. Bam. Where's my third bolt? So these four, if you saw the episode where I got these bolted down, there's some welded on tabs on the frame, and they just sit right here and bolt this down, and one through hole in the frame with a nutsert. And then this is the Fender attachment point. I was going to run this without fenders for the show, but the show's been canceled, so I'm going to just keep forging ahead and putting the fenders on. How did that get scratched? Son of a gun. Can't nothing nice. What's this? Ta-da! Let's put the taillights on. These are aftermarket Model A taillights. Stainless steel. I probably bought them from Max or something back in the day. But the stanchions are homemade. These are chromoly tubing that I got out of the dumpster at work. The little Formula car that they build, they threw in a bunch away. And this used to be a hoop. I saved this probably 15, 16 years ago, and I had it in the basement at my old house and then this house. Then when I built this truck in I redid the truck in 2012, I made these taillights. So I sat on this stuff for about 10, 12 years before I could use it. Now it's another 8 years after that. So that's something I had stashed away, and it came in handy. That's why you always don't trash it when you can stash it, because you never know when something you saved for 10 years comes in handy. So these are just basically, bolt right on here, right through the side, and I already had these on before, so the box is already drilled and ready to rock and roll. I'll come over here and stuff the wires through the hole. Get in there. Bink, like that. Boom. And unfortunately, I don't have the right nuts for some reason. Hold on a second. spin these on here for happenstance sake so you can get a see what it looks like. So when the truck was down on the ground, fenderless, this is a good look here. And since I want to build this truck with the fenders on it, but I want to run it fenderless sometimes, I left it this light. I could have mounted them on the fenders or done something else, but I wanted them like this so I could run fenderless or fenders. So there we go, we've got that on. I'll bolt on the other one over here. There we go, how awesome does that look? Got both taillights bolted up on here. And when the truck's sitting down lower to the ground, they look pretty cool. They're raised up kind of a little bit lower than they would be. They're raised up higher than they would be in a stock location on the fender, or if you mount them down here. But I want to be able cars to see them, so they're, the back of this truck's pretty low. Right now it's way up in the air, but it's better to have the lights up a little bit higher so people can see them. But it's a good look. I like how they're centered up. They're sucked in tight to the box so they don't hang way out, and that looks good. I got one more piece of gingerbread we're going to do, and then I think it'll be the end of the video. Got some reflectors for the tailgate. They're going to go right here. These are Do-Ray knobbies, pretty much new old stock from the 30s. They're going to go right there. Oh, how did this light get cracked? Son of a gun. My marker light's got a crack in it. Dang it. Well, anyways, so these are going to mount on a tailgate here. And the other day I brought these out and I talked about them, so why don't you go ahead and watch that, and I'll be right back. Do-Ray, D-O-R-E-Y, knobby reflectors. These are glass. These are, I believe they're new old stock. They're a little rusty, but I don't think they've ever been mounted. I got them from my buddy out of Ohio, and I got a pair of them. And back in the day, you'd always see trucks as reflectors. They're glass jewels. Before you had plastic lenses and all that, they had to have reflectors some way, so I got these. I don't know if you can see it in the light. I don't know if it's going to kind of show up, but when headlights hit it in the night, all these red jewels shine up here. So back in the day, you always saw these trucks with these reflectors mounted on the tailgate about like this, and I think I want to do that in this truck since it's going to be like a shop truck / work truck. I've got a pair of these. They're my good ones I keep in display, but these got a couple of cracks in them and chips. They'll be perfect for this truck. So I got to get some little sheet metal screws and probably some like square nuts to put on the back to look like old time action here. And I'm just going to mount these right up on the tailgate, both sides. So I'll have some reflector action on the tailgate. It'll really put a vintage look on the back of this thing. Bring it up close here, check it out. It says, where is it? Do-Ray, right there, Do-Ray. And then it says Do-Ray knobby. These go for, real nice ones without any cracks, these go for about $100, $125 a piece on eBay or at a swap meet, something like that. These are, like I said, I'm pretty sure these are new old stock. I don't think they've ever been screwed down on anything, and they're from the 30s, so they'd be appropriate for the back of this truck. Bam, okay, I'm back. So, these are just going to go right here. I think I'm going to center them off the rivet in this tailgate. Thing went 89 years without getting holes drilled in it, and I just ruined that today. Ay, ay, ay. Oh well. So that's it for this video on the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck. A lot of cool progress today. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts. Tell your friends. And we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop. Hopefully sooner or later driving the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck.